How do organisms reproduce? Sexual reproduction in humans. Multicellular organisms reproduce by sexual means. Let us study the sexual reproduction in humans. Male reproductive system. The development of the sexual organs, both in man and woman, begins in their teens. During this time, noticeable changes occur. This period in the adolescence is referred to as puberty. Well, we know that there are specialized cells in the body to carry out specialized functions. The creations of the germ cells to participate in sexual reproduction is yet another function. Animals such as human beings develop specialized tissues for reproduction. We must remember that the sexual mode of reproduction means that the germ cells from the two individuals have to join together. Let us now study the male and the female reproductive system. Male reproductive system. The male reproductive system consists of the testis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate glands, penis, testis. The testes are located outside the body in a sac called the scrotum. The testes produce sperms. Since the temperature needed to produce the sperms is less than that of the body, it is placed outside the body. Testes secrete hormone called the testosterone. In addition to regulating the formation of sperms, testosterone brings about changes in the appearance of the boys at the time of puberty. Vas deferens. Vas deferens is a duct that carries the sperms from the testis to the penis. Vas deferens receives the opening of the tube coming out of the urinary bladder. The urethra thus forms a common passage for both the sperms and the urine. Seminal vesicles and prostate gland. The seminal vesicles and the prostate are small glands that open into the vas deferens. Along the path, they add their secretion so that the transport of sperms becomes easy and provides nourishment for the sperms. Penis. The penis is the organ that is used to transfer the sperms into the vagina of the female. It is covered by contractile skin. The penis becomes erect or excitation. The female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of the ovaries, fallopian tube, uterus, vagina. The ovaries. The ovaries are roughly oval in shape. There are a pair of ovaries located on either side of the uterus. The eggs are formed in one of the ovaries every month. The ovaries are endocrine in function too. The fallopian tube. The fallopian tube are about 7 to 14 centimeters long. The eggs are mature and pass through a thin duct called the fallopian tube or the oviduct. The fallopian tube opens into an elastic bag-like structure called the uterus. There are 4 regions of the fallopian tube from the ovary to the uterus. Infundibulum contains fimbria. Ampulla, usual site of fertilization. Isthmus, intramural oviduct, inside wall of uterus. The fertilization of the egg takes place in the fallopian tube. Uterus. It is an elastic bag-like structure. It receives the opening of both the fallopian tubes. The uterus provides the site for the implantation of the fertilized egg. The uterus has a rich supply of blood. The uterus then opens into the vagina through the cervix. Vagina. It receives the sperms. Vagina forms a common passage for the birth of a child and for receiving the sperms. Let us now see what happens when the sperm is injected in the vagina. The sperm travels through the vagina into the uterus and then into the fallopian tube. Here, there are two possibilities. A. The sperm encounters the egg. B. The sperm does not encounter the egg. Facts. When women's ovary release the egg, the ovum is viable. That is, if fertilized, then may develop into an embryo, is about 36 to 24 hours. It takes 10 to 17 days to reach the uterus, depending on the contractility of the fallopian tube. Remember, ovum has no motile organelle. Sperm after ejaculation is viable for 15 to 16 hours, has a big thick flagella, travels fast and meets ova in the fallopian tube. In rare cases, yes, the fertilization can occur in the uterus. What happens to the sperm not used in fertilization? One of the answers is close. Actually, the sperm runs out of glycogen. Glycogen is broken down into glucose. Once the glucose runs out, the energy to recycle ADP plus P back into ATP for energy for cell function ceases and the cell dies. Once dead, white blood cells from the female's body attack the dead sperm and they are chemically degraded and absorbed and eliminated by the female's body. Many unused and decomposing sperm are flushed out during menstruation. What if the egg is not fertilized? Let us look at the first possibility. The sperm encounters the egg. For the fertilization to occur, the sperm needs to encounter the egg in the fallopian tube. The fertilized egg then moves in the uterus. In the uterus, the fertilized egg implants itself. The wall of the uterus thickens to nourish the growing embryo. The egg undergoes rapid division. The embryo gets nutrition from the mother through a special tissue called the placenta. The placenta is rooted in the uterine wall. The placenta is the life support machine of the developing embryo, providing oxygen and food for it and removing toxic material and CO2 from the developing embryo. The umbilical cord, a connection to the mother's bloodstream, is responsible for this. The fetus grows in the mother's womb for 9 months, after which it is delivered by the contractile actions of the uterine muscles. Reproductive health. Reproductive health. For most of us, this topic might sound vague. However, with the advent of 21st century culture, we are somewhere losing out on the moral standards set by the society. The results right before us. Take a look at the television. You will notice that the number of ads displayed are targeted towards young ones. Today, we are aware of our needs, wants, and desires. The question is how far we take it. STDs. The abbreviation stands for Sexually Transmitted Diseases. Each year, there are an estimated 340 million new cases of curable STDs, as well as many millions of incurable viral STDs, including some 5 million new HIV infections. Contraceptives. The best alternative to keep away the STDs are no intercourse with person you are not knowledgeable about, no multi-partners, Married couples can avoid unwanted pregnancies by the use of contraceptives. Contraceptives can be taken orally, used as a device like condoms for males and copper T for females, or surgical methods like tubectomy for females and vasectomy for males can be adopted. Sex determination. The ratio of girls to boys is declining at an alarming rate. Sex determination of fetus at prenatal stage is a punishable offense. Summary. Changes in the body at puberty, such as increase in breast size in girls and new facial hair growth in boys, are signs of sexual maturation. The male reproductive system in human beings consists of testes, which produce sperms, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, urethra, and penis. The female reproductive system in human beings consists of ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, and vagina. Sexual reproduction in human beings involves the introduction of sperm in the vagina of the female. Fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube. Contraception to avoid pregnancy can be achieved by the use of condom, oral pills, copper T, and other methods. That's all in this chapter, students. Keep learning!